Sir, if democracy is to survive, the government which swears by democracy must guarantee that nobody would be die of hunger. If this is not granted and if this hope is not kindled in the hearts of millions of our people, our democracy would be meaningless. This has been stated practically by all justice jurists, all political leaders and social workers. Now, I would like to know the difficulties. If we take into consideration that this right is not included, what are the effects? When I was speaking over the resolution moved by my esteemed colleague regarding northeastern situation, I made a mention that the time had come when you should provide work to the people or allowance if the work could not be given. At that time, the Honorable Minister had said that I was a matter which concerned the Law Ministry. Therefore, I would like invite the attention of the Law Minister again on this particular point. There is a problem of law and order in this country. The crime is on the increase. There is dissatisfaction everywhere. There is unrest amongst the students. Students feel that even if they take any number of degrees, they are not assured of a job. We all know that with 90% marks, they do not get even admission in medical colleges, in engineering colleges. Even after getting MBBS and BE degree, we are seeing what is happening in Delhi. Questions are being raised in this particular house. The number of people below poverty line is increasing every year. If we see this particular data, I think a time has reached when we must introspect and find out the reasons for the same. The question that arises then is how these people are to live. May I ask the Honorable Minister a question? Should they starve? If they declare that they are going to die, you would prosecute them for an attempt to commit suicide. Should they beg? In that case, you would prosecute them under the Prevention of Begging Act. Should they steal? If they do so, you would prosecute them under IPC. What should they do? How should they live? Therefore, it is in this background that we have to consider this matter very seriously 380 and we have to decide as to whether the time has come to think seriously about this particular matter. During all these years, enough lip sympathy has been tendered by all of us without any exception. I believe that this has come when we must go beyond this lip sympathy and we must give something in the shape of concert proposals so that the government and the parliament can tell the downtrodden and unemployed and affected people that the Parliament of India really means business and that it does not believe in giving only lip sympathy. If we take into consideration this particular aspect and if we really enshrine this particular right in this constitution, I believe a new hope will be kindled in the hearts of the millions of young people in our country. Younger people will feel that when they would again the age of 18, it should not be necessary for them to roam from place to place in search of a job. They should be assured of a job and they would be very happy. There should not be any uncertainty in life. The unrest and strikes in the colleges and schools will stop. The problem of students' unrest cannot be solved not by firing, by closing down universities. It can only be solved if we guarantee them this particular right of birth, for which I have made a humble attempt through this particular bill to be included under Article 19. We see in big cities the trek of thousands and thousands of people from the villages in search of jobs. The position in my district is that every month money orders worth rupees 180 crores are received from Bombay from the Ratnagiri citizens living in Bombay. There are no youngsters in the villages, only persons live in the villages looking after agriculture. This is happening because we could not provide any work to people in the village. When these people go to the metropolitan cities for work, do they get it? I am reminded of an old age to which a reference was made by our Honorable Finance Minister, a very interesting age which is applicable here. On a dark night and in a dark room, people go in search of black cat when in fact there is none. This is the position with reference to jobs in the metropolitan cities. Under these circumstances, I believe that we have to take into consideration this problem very seriously. Unemployment is growing everywhere if we take into account the data. It is very serious problem which will become if we do not take some serious steps in time. Now, with these words, I conclude my speech for the need for providing employment to all young people in the country.